If you're a black woman who truly wants marriage and family and that, construct, and you don't want it in the sense of you're the breadwinner and everything is falling on you all the time, which tends to be the trend within most black men marriages. It just usually is. The woman is the one who is usually carrying the weight, not only financially, but a lot of times mentally, spiritually, etc. And it's something we probably don't like to hear, and that's fine, but I'm not here to do that with you. My point is this. If you truly want marriage and family and that solid foundation and that sort of a structure as a black woman, you are going to want to really be open. I'm not saying that you cannot find it within a black man. I always tell you guys, I truly believe anything is possible, but the probability of it is really not that high. And so if that is truly what you want, I highly encourage you to keep your dating and marriage options open. I am not saying go find the first white man that you see or first Asian man you see or any of that. I'm just saying be open to the possibility that you may find the person who's willing to give you that structure, that marriage, that family, that whole structure. You may just find that person outside of the black race. And it's most likely that you will, because black men just don't simply value marriage and family the way other groups of men do. And that's unfortunate. But as a whole, they simply do not. You don't need to come in my comments and tell me every single one doesn't, or how your black husband is so awesome. We know. We know there are a minority of them. I know some of them. I went to college with some of them and I'm proud of them. But that is not, unfortunately, the majority of black men.
It's a lie. It's 100% lies. And the reason that they don't want us to have a conversation, and this is one of the reasons why men need microphones. And men like me need to advocate on behalf of men like you who take care of business, who's been down since the beginning, who's held it down, who's largely been shunned by the majority of these women that then wanted to go out and do what they wanted to do when they wanted to do it. And now they want marriage on their terms. And for whatever reason, listen, I get it. And I always like to give credit to the content creators. So the link back to her profile is going to be down in the description. And I don't have anything negative to say about her per se, but I am speaking to her point. I know so many men, overwhelmingly the majority of the men that I know are married. And the ones that aren't, the ones that are in my circle and the ones that I've coached, and I have over 14,000 bag chasers, meaning though that are you guys. That is the Patreon members. That are the members that are really doing the work on a regular basis. These guys are well put together. They're well groomed. They make a lot of money. They have substance. They've held themselves back from being a part of Pookiedom. They do not have children out of wedlock. And they are looking for wives, but the majority of the women that make themselves available have trauma issues, have slutted it out, bring that trauma into relationships, and more importantly, overwhelmingly, they have children. And what you will see in a lot of these women's comments are the ones, if you go to their profile and you start to look at what it is that they got going on in their profile, they have children out of wedlock, they have trauma, they have issues, they got baby daddy problems, father problems, all kind of stuff. And 9 times out of 10, they have passed up on the men that they were supposed to marry. For whatever reason, they think that it's a group of guys that they can divest from these group of guys and they can go over to those group of guys, and those group of guys are going to value them more. It's the biggest lie in the world. They have problems too. They have huge problems. As a matter of fact, I am willing to bet, because I know what these spaces are, and it's not just an echo chamber, that the guys, the white men, they were passport bros first. White men were having problems with their wives and in their households first. They are not tripping off of you, and overwhelmingly the majority of them are suffering issues, problems, trauma. Baby daddies, 100%. You just not in their circles to see it. Asian men, same thing. Mexican men, same thing. We are all inherently the same. We are majority inherently the same. You guys want Tupac in a suit. Real talk. I'm just going to give it to you straight. Y'all want Tupac in a suit. And she's saying the majority of these guys do not have it together, or they're not looking to be marriage minded. And I'm telling you that y'all just don't qualify for the men that you want. You need a regular, everyday man. And the biggest lie that I heard her tell was that she said that the women are the ones that are carrying the majority of the burden. No, they carrying the majority of the debt that they finance in order to get African American studies degrees. It's just the truth, bro. Like, I can't give it to you any more straight than that. Let's hear the rest of what she got to say.
I'm sure we all seen the Slim Thug video or whatever a couple of weeks ago where he was talking about how black women need to give it up faster because
A rapper that has multiple different children and is not married. A rapper. These are the people that they're taking their advice from, fam.
how black men are so desired and wanted and other races are going to give it up quicker. You have to remember that he said it out loud, but that mentality runs deep, unfortunately, within the black community amongst a lot of black men. And that is why they're not really usually in a rush to get married, because they do feel like they're desirous and that, they want to take their time and try a little bit of this and try a little bit of that and, whatever it is that they want to do. And I'm not mad at them if that's what they want to do. But what I'm telling you as a black woman, if it is family and structure and marriage that you seek and not being someone's girlfriend for 25 years and not simply being someone's baby mama and all of that, if you don't want to be a part of that, I'm telling you, you're going to want to open up your dating and marriage options. Do not only look for that within the black community, because if you do, you will waste a lot of time, and it's most likely you're not going to find it there. But even if you do, it's probably going to take you a long, long time, unfortunately. And so I'm just saying, just be smart about it, because as a woman, our youth and our time is very, very important. It just is. When it comes to the marriage market, it's a currency in that market. And so if you don't want to waste valuable time, I highly encourage you to be very open to many races, a variety of cultures and backgrounds, and not simply just looking for that within black men, because most likely you're not going to find it there. Anyway, love you so much. Stay soft. Also, I wrote a book called Marry Well.
I don't know this woman's background, so I can't speak to her specifically. I don't know if she married. I don't know if she not married. Me personally, for those of you that's just now discovering me, I've been married for over 20 years. No children out of wedlock. 100% holding it down. And married a virgin. Married a virgin. Isn't that something? Marriage minded. Men are not a monolith. They are largely similar across cultures, but it depends on the circles that you're running in. It depends on what you qualify for, and if you're being realistic about what you want in marriage, and if you've passed up on a man that you were supposed to marry, flat out. Now, let me just add one caveat to this before we go. I don't disagree with the idea that you should not go where you celebrate it and where you tolerate it. I don't disagree with the idea. I am not a person that is ever going to limit people on who they can marry based off of race or demographics or any of that foolishness. I think that both women and men should go where they celebrate it and not where they tolerate it. So the whole idea of that you have to marry black is silly to me. However, the whole narrative that the majority of black men think like this and is moving like this, and because they are highly desirable and all of this other type of stuff, listen, the data and the statistics say otherwise. The real life scenarios and circumstances and being outside says otherwise. And the companions that are available to get married say otherwise. I love you. I appreciate you. I'd love to get your thoughts on this whole conversation. Let me know inside of the comments. Again, I always like to give credit to the content creator, so that link will be down in the description. Let me know, man. Is she right or is she wrong? I think that she's off, way off. That's just my personal opinion.